Ladies and gentlemen, Raiders Nation, buckle up because if you thought the silver and black season was a roller coaster, last Sunday's beatdown in Kansas City just derailed the whole dang thing. A 31-0 shutout at the hands of those smug Chiefs? In a rivalry that's been spilling blood since the days of the AFL, when Al Davis was out here yelling, "Just win, baby," from the sidelines? That's not just a loss, that's a wake-up call from the football gods, screaming that something's gotta give. Welcome back to Raiders Report. I'm your host, diving deep into the silver and black storm. Let's unpack what this disaster spells for Pete Carroll and the boys in Vegas. First off, let's rewind the tape on that nightmare in Arrowhead. The Raiders came out flatter than a punctured pigskin, looking like they were sleepwalking through a primetime slaughter. Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs carve him up like a Thanksgiving turkey, 31 points, 0 response. Geno Smith, the gunslinger we traded for to spark that old Seattle magic, was sacked more times than you can count, heaving bricks behind an offensive line that couldn't block a nosebleed. And don't get me started on the run game. Ashton Jeanty, our shiny first-round gem out of Boise State, the kid with the lightning quicks who was supposed to be Marcus Allen 2.0, averaged a pathetic 0.52 yards before contact. That's on pace to shatter the league's worst mark since the Raiders did it back in 2012. History repeating itself? Oof. But here's the gut punch, folks. This wasn't just bad bounces or a hot opposing D. No, the Raiders looked unmotivated, unprepared, like a team that's checked out before the bye week even hits. And when that finger points to the sideline, it lands square on head coach Pete Carroll. The legend who built dynasties in Seattle, who came out of retirement to chase that Raiders fire under the Death Star lights of Allegiant Stadium. He's gotta own this. As CBS's Zachary Pearls nailed it in his Week 7 breakdown, it's one thing to lose in the NFL. It's another to be embarrassed. And embarrassed we were. Even Andy Reid, post-game, tipped his cap with a sympathetic, "I felt bad for Pete out there." Coming from the chef himself? That's like getting pity points in a knife fight. Now, let's break it down, because as much as we love the passion of Raiders Nation chanting through the black hole, this starts with scheme and personnel. Geno Smith. Look, the guy's got that cannon arm, the poise that lit up Seattle with that improbable comeback against the Packers a few years back. But here, he's regressing faster than a rookie QB in a hurricane. 5 picks in his last 3 starts, completion percentage dipping under 60%. And why? That offensive line we patched together like a quilt from thrift store scraps. Carroll pushed for the Geno reunion, trading assets to bring him home to Vegas. Remember, Geno started his career as a Raider in 2011, a 7th-round flyer who never got his shot. Poetic, right? But poetic doesn't block Colton Miller's blindside or shore up the interior. Kenny Pickett, the backup bridge we hoped would steady the ship, jogs in late and fumbles his first snap. Chaos. Shift to the ground attack, and it's even bleaker. Ashton Jeanty, the Heisman hopeful we mortgaged a top 10 pick for, kid's got vision like Bo Jackson dodging tacklers in the 80s. But he's dancing for daylight behind a wall that crumbles on contact. Carroll faced a draft dilemma: plug the trenches or chase splash. He went shiny toy, and now Jeanty's buried under 2.1 yards per carry. Tactical misfire? Absolutely. Compare it to last year's run game under Josh McDaniels. Decent 4.2 average, balanced sets that kept defenses honest. No. It's 8-man boxes feasting, and Geno's left hanging like a piñata at a kid's party. Defensively, oh man, where do we even start? Max Crosby, our edge-rushing beast, the guy who embodies that commitment to excellence Al Davis etched into the franchise soul, sacked Mahomes twice before tweaking that ankle late. Without him, the unit that was supposed to terrorize AFC West quarterbacks collapses like a house of cards. We gave up 450 yards, folks. Remember Charles Woodson's pick sixes in the tuck rule game? Or Howie Long's sacks that echoed through the Coliseum? This D's got heart, but no teeth. Brock Bowers, our tight end stud nursing a hamstring tweak, was sidelined. Another blow to a pass rush that's sputtering at 1.8 sacks per game, dead last in the division. Zoom out for the big picture, because this ain't new territory for the Raiders. Since 2019, we've burned 7 first-round picks, top 20 talent, 4 in the top dozen, like kindling on a bonfire that never catches. Clelin Ferrell, gone. Henry Ruggs, traded after the tragedy. Damon Arnett, busted. Only 3 still suit up, and just Janty started Sunday. Brock's out, but even when healthy, it's a revolving door of mediocrity. This team's rebellious spirit, born in Oakland's grit, exiled to LA's glitz, reborn in Vegas's neon glow, deserves better than 2-5 starts that echo the lean 90s, when we missed playoffs 9 straight. Our Super Bowl runs in 76 and 80? Madden scheming, Stabler slinging, Biletnikoff burning secondaries. That's the blueprint. Not this. I caught up with a fictional fireside chat. Okay, let's call it what it is, a deep dive quote from an anonymous Raiders locker room vet, echoing what insiders are whispering. Pete's a football savant, but this roster's a puzzle with half the pieces missing. Gino's fighting ghosts up front, Janty's got no holes to hit. We need that Al Davis fire, raiding the draft for linemen, not lottery tickets. And from the fan side? Picture this, a tailgate warrior in full face paint outside Allegiant, hoisting a brew. Carroll's got rings, but Raiders Nation don't care about Seahawk stories. Get us back to owning the West, or hit the bricks, coach. Harsh. Maybe. But that's the pulse. Passionate, unforgiving, just like the rivalry with these Chiefs that's seen more plot twists than a Tarantino flick. So, what's next in this murky forecast? Bye week in Week 8. Prime time to regroup under those Death Star domes. Carroll's preaching process in pressers, but actions scream louder. Fix the O-line via waiver wire. Bench Gino for Pickett's fresh legs. And Max. Pray that Warriors back by Denver, because without him, that Broncos revenge game turns into another bloodbath. Predictions. If they limp to 6-11, Carroll's seat scorches hotter than a Vegas summer. Playoffs. A long shot, but snag 3 straight post-bye, and who knows, stranger things have happened in silver and black. Think 05, when we clawed from 4-12 to relevance. This could spark a draft haul in 26. Maybe a franchise QB to pair with Crosby's menace and Adams' routes, if Devontae sticks around amid the trade whispers. Raiders faithful, this slump stings like a bad tattoo, but remember, we're the team that turned underdogs into legends, from the autumn wind sweeping foes to Woodson's Hall of Fame swag. Pete Carroll's got the bye to rally these Pirates, instill that motivation, tweak the schemes, and remind them why we bleed silver. Tune in next Sunday when the Raiders host the Chargers, another AFC West slugfest primed for fireworks. Will it be redemption or more rubble? You won't want to miss it. Hit that subscribe, drop your hot takes in the comments. Just win, baby. I'm out. Stay committed, Raiders Nation.